Hello everyone, welcome to New Wave Coaching Classes for Mathematics. This is your host Jatin. Thanks to all my viewers who are watching my videos, giving them a like, and also who have subscribed to my channel. If still you are not done, please subscribe to it. Today we are going to study about a very famous theorem named after a famous mathematician. Yes, the name is Pythagoras theorem, which we have been using from a very younger classes also. In younger classes also we have used the Pythagoras theorem. So today we are going to understand about the proof of the Pythagoras theorem. There are many ways by which we can prove Pythagoras theorem, but today we are going to prove it using the property of similarity. So let's see how we do it. First of all, we talk about the statement of the Pythagoras theorem. It says in a right triangle, the square of hypotenuse is equal to sum of squares of the other two sides. So if we have a right angle triangle, then in right angle triangle, the square of hypotenuse is equal to sum of squares of the other two sides. So now, what is the given condition here? The given condition is that we have a right angle triangle ABC with angle B equal to 90 degree. You can choose any name. I have taken ABC. You can take any other name also. So I have taken angle B as 90 degree. Now, what we have to prove, that is AC square. The side opposite to the angle of 90 degree is the hypotenuse. So here you can see AC as the hypotenuse. So AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. To prove the theorem, we have done a construction. What we have done, we have drawn a perpendicular from the B on AC. That is the perpendicular, draw BD perpendicular to AC. Now you can see we have three right angle triangles in the figure. One is the main triangle ABC, then we have a triangle ABD, and then we have a triangle BCD. Right. What we will be doing, we will be proving these two small triangles similar to the main triangle. Right. So let's see the first one. So we talk about triangle ABC and triangle ADB. See, whenever you are proving the similarity of triangle, make sure the order of the name of the triangle should be correct. So I have taken ABC and ADB. You see, angle A is equal to angle A because they are common. Then angle ABC is equal to angle ADB. Both are of 90 degree. And if two angles of a triangles, if two angles of two triangles are equal, then we say the triangles are similar. So the triangles are similar. Now, when the triangles are similar, obviously the ratio of the sides of the triangles are in proportion, or we can say they are equal. So what we have done, we have taken AC from here. AC upon AB is equal to AB by AD. Why we have chosen these sides? Because these are the sides which we have to prove. Because these are the sides which will be coming in the proof actually. So when we cross multiply, what we get? We get AC into AD equal to AB square. That is the first equation I have put it. Now, in the first case, I have taken the small triangle ADB. Now I take the other triangle, that is BDC. So in triangle ABC and triangle BDC, it's quite clear, angle C is common, right? And angle ABC is equal to angle BDC equals to 90 degrees. So this one is this is basically an perpendicular. So that is why they are equal. So now the triangle ABC is similar to triangle BDC. Again, if the two angles are equal, triangles are similar. The triangle is similar. Now, and when the triangle is similar, then what we can say that the ratio of the sides are equal. So we have from here AC by BC is equal to BC by DC. Cross multiply, we get AC into DC equals to BC square. Now when we add these two, 1 and 2, so what we have now, on the left side we have AC into AD plus AC into DC. And on the right side we have AB square plus BC square. Now what we can do, on the left side this AC is common. So when we take AC common, inside the bracket we have AD from here and DC from here. And if you see the picture, if you see the figure, AD and DC, if you combine these two, we get the complete side, that is AC. So on the left side we have AC square and the right side we have AB square plus BC square. So this was the proof of the Pythagoras theorem. Next, we talk about the converse of Pythagoras theorem now. Now in the converse of Pythagoras theorem, let's talk about the statement first. It's given, if in a triangle, square of one side is equal to sum of squares of the other two sides, that is, square of one side is equal to sum of square of the other two sides, then the angle opposite to the first side is a right angle. So what is given to us? That AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. and we have to prove that angle B is equal to 90 degrees. So there is a small construction here. What we do, we draw a triangle, we draw a right angle triangle BEF such that DE is equal to AB and EF is equal to BC. So DEF is a right triangle, so I draw a right triangle here. This is D, this is E, and this is F, and this angle is of 90 degrees. Right? Now here, in the previous, when we talked about the Pythagoras theorem, we have used similarity of triangles. Here we will be using congruency of the triangle. So let's see how. Now, since triangle BEF is a right triangle, this means, since it's a right triangle, so I can apply the Pythagoras theorem here. So I can write DF square is equal to DE square plus EF square. Right? So how I got this? I can write by Pythagoras theorem. Right? Now DE is equal to AB and EF is equal to BC. So what I can say, DF square, I can write it as AB square plus BC square, right? So I can say by construction, right? I just put it here as 1. Now what is given to me? I write given that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. I just put it as equation number 2. Now if you see the first and second, what is there? The right side of both 1 and 2 are same, but the LHS is not same. So if right side is same, so left side will also be same. So I can write by 1 and 2, I can write DF square is equal to AC square. This means DF is equal to AC. Right? I can write this thing, DF is equal to AC now, and I put this thing as number 3. Now if you see carefully, in triangle ABC and DF, two things are already we have taken in the construction, that AB is equal to DE and BC is equal to EF. And the third thing we have proved here, that DF is equal to AC. So I can write this by construction, and this I can write using 3. Now since all the 3 sides of the triangle is equal, both the triangles, so I write triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, and this is by SSS congruency. Now obviously when the triangles are congruent, the remaining part also become equal. So this means angle B is equal to angle E, and we write the reason by CPCT, that is corresponding parts of congruent triangle. And if B is equal to E, since E was 90 degree, so we get B equals to 90 degree. So this was the proof of the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Next, we will talk about some of the questions from the exercise now. Now let's see the first question of exercise 6.5. In the first question, what is given to us? Some of the sides are given, the sides of the triangle is given, and what we have to check, we have to check if the sides are the sides of right angle triangle or not. So how we can do? We can use the property of converse of Pythagoras theorem. If we see the first part, exercise 6.5 NCERT, first question, first part, 3 sides given to me are 7 centimeter, 24 centimeter and 25 centimeter. So these are the 3 sides given. What I have to do? First thing, I have to find the square of all the 3 sides. So if I write the square of 7, that is 49. square of 24 is 576 and square root of 25 is equal to 625. So here, if I add the square of two smaller sides, if I add 49 plus 576, what I get? I get it as 625. So it means 625 equals to 625. So obviously the square of the longest side is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. So we can say by converse of Pythagoras theorem, so by converse of Pythagoras theorem we can say these are sides of right triangle. Right, now they say if it is a right triangle, what should be the hypotenuse here? So hypotenuse length would be, obviously the longest side in a right angle triangle is the hypotenuse. So obviously the longest side is 25 centimeter. So here the hypotenuse would be 25 centimeter. Let's take one more part from this. Let's take the third part of this question. It is given, the three sides is given to us as 50 centimeter, 80 centimeter and 100 centimeter. Now let's find the square of all the three sides. If I find the square of 50, that is equal to 2500. Talking about the square of 80 is equal to 6400, and the square of 100 is equal to 10,000. Now if I add the square of the smaller two sides, that is 2500 and 6400. So I say 2500 plus 6400 and it gives to me 8900. And you can clearly see this 8900 is not equal to 10,000. So what we can say? We can say that simply it is not a right triangle. Right. Next we go to the second question of this exercise. What is given in the second question? Let's see. It's given that there is a triangle PQR, right angle at P. And M is a point. So we have a triangle PQR. And the triangle is right angle at P. So this is P. This is Q. And this is R. This is the 90-degree angle. And they say M is a point on QR. There is a point M here, somewhere here. So I write M here. It is given M is a point on QR, so that PM is perpendicular to QR. So what is given to us in this question? In this question it is given that triangle PQR is a right triangle. What else? PM is perpendicular to QR. PM is perpendicular to QR. And what we have to prove here? What we have to prove here? PM square is equal to QM into MR. So this is the thing I have to prove in this question. Now the proof of this question can be done in two ways. We can apply Pythagoras theorem also and do it. We can also do it by using the property of similarity also. So it's your choice how you want to proceed. I will be doing it using Pythagoras theorem. So as you can see, there are three right angle triangles. In all three right angle triangles, I apply Pythagoras theorem. So I say by Pythagoras theorem, if we talk about the main triangle, I say in triangle PQR, what I can write? QR square is equal to PQ square plus PR square, and then I put it as equation number 1. Then if I take the other triangle, that is a smaller triangle, I take in triangle PMR. What I can say? PR square is equal to PM square plus MR square. I put this thing as 2. Similarly, if I take triangle PMQ, so I can write it as PQ square is equal to PM square plus M, or I can write it as QM square. Now substituting the value of PR square and PQ square from 2 and 3 in 1. So I write by 1, 2 and 3. I can write QR square is equal to, instead of PQ I can write PM square plus QM square. So I write it as PM square plus QM square. Similarly, instead of PR square I can write it as PM square plus MR square. What more? This QR can be written in the form of sum of QM plus MR. So I can write on the left side, this is QM plus MR whole square. This PM and this PM becomes 2PM square plus QM square plus MR square. Now if I open the square of this thing, what I get? I get QM square, applying the identity of A plus B whole square. So this will be QM square plus MR square plus 2 into QM into MR. And on the right side I have 2PM square plus QM square plus MR square. I can cancel QM square and MR square on both sides. And what I am left with is 2QM into MR is equal to 2PM square. If I cancel 2 also on the both sides, I get my desired result. So QM into MR is equal to PM square. So this was the solution of the second question of this exercise. Let's see the third question now. Now if we see the third question is somewhat similar to the second question of this exercise. There we have used Pythagoras theorem, but here we can't use the Pythagoras theorem directly for all the parts. All the second part is somewhat similar to the second question. There we have used the Pythagoras theorem, but here what we will do, we'll use the property of similarity. So in the first part, see how we will apply the property of similarity and why we have to apply this property of similarity. Because we talk about ratios, and if we say you have to prove this, somewhere I will have to prove this thing, that AB upon BC is equal to BD upon AB. This is the thing I will have to prove. Now, if you see this thing clearly, which triangles I require? I say in triangle ABD and triangle CBA. Why I will CBA? Because when I start from A is the point where the angle is of 90 degree for the big triangle. So I have started with the point C. Then I have gone to the common point and then the remaining point. Now in triangle ABD and CBA, angle B is equal to angle B. Why? Because they are common. What else? The other angle, that is angle BAD in this triangle and angle BCA in the small triangle, they both are of 90 degree. So what I can say therefore triangle ABD is similar to triangle CBA, and the property which I am using here is by AA similarity. Now when the triangle is similar, obviously the ratio of the sides would be equal. So what I can write, AB from here and then BC from other. What I get from them, BD upon AB, and I write this by CPST. And then I cross multiply, I get my desired result, that AB square is equal to BC into BD, right? Now if we go to the second part of this question, the second part can be proved using the Pythagoras theorem also. But what we are doing here, we are trying to use property of similarity. Then how we can apply the property of similarity in triangle CBA and triangle CAD. Now for these two triangles, if you see carefully, if suppose this angle is x, if I take this angle as x, obviously this complete is a right angle triangle, and in right angle triangle the sum of acute angle is also 90 degree. So if this is x, the other angle, this would be 90 minus x. Right? Now if I take triangle ABC, this is x, so this will be 90 minus x. And obviously this angle comes out to be x. So now I take two triangles CBA and CAD. I write from here angle BCA is equal to angle ACD. Obviously it's quite simple, they are of 90 degree. And the other angle I can say suppose angle CBA is equal to angle CAD, and I say both are x. So, see, this way you can also do the second question of this exercise by proving the triangles similar. So, I write here triangle CBA is similar to triangle CAD, and the property which I apply is by AA similarity. Now, when I apply AA similarity, triangles become similar, so the ratio of the sides is also equal. So, for this case, what I would require, if I say I want AC from this side, so AC would be DC from this side, and since if I want AC from here, it would be here BC, and I write by CPST. Right? What else? Next, so this is AC square is equal to BC into DC. So this is my desired. Same way I can prove the third part also. It's quite simple. I take in triangle ABD and triangle CAD. Obviously one angle is common and the other angle, that is angle BAD in the first triangle, BAD, and from here I take angle ACD. Why they are equal? Because both are of 90 degree. So what I can say, triangle ABD is similar to triangle CAD, and the property is by AA similarity. So when the triangles are similar, sides will be in proportion. So what I require AD upon CD is equal to BD upon AD, and when I cross multiply this thing, this is by CPST, and after cross multiplying, what I get AD square is equal to BD into CD. So this was the proof of the third question. Now let's talk about the fourth question of this exercise. It's quite simple. In the fourth question, it is given that we have an isosceles right angle triangle, proof that AB square is equal to 2AC square. I'm not doing the proof, I'm just explaining the thing. What you can do, if you have suppose this triangle, it is given that ABC is an isosceles right angle triangle and this right angle at C. This is A, this is B, and this is C. Right? So what is given? That these sides are equal. So when these sides are equal, you can write AB square. If you apply the Pythagoras theorem, AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. Now since these two are equal, so in any of the two, right, either you can, since we want AB square is equal to 2AC square. So what I can do? I can add AC square plus AC square because they both are equal, and this becomes 2AC square. Right? So that is the desired result. So by Pythagoras theorem we start this, and the next question is just a converse of this question. We can just go the steps backward and we can complete the solution of this question. So right here friends, this was all about the Pythagoras theorem and the converse of Pythagoras theorem and some of the questions from the exercise 6.5 based on the Pythagoras theorem and converse of Pythagoras theorem. In the coming lecture, we'll cover some more questions from the same exercise. I hope you have enjoyed watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, right? So this is your host signing off. Goodbye and take care.